The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful Wednesday. But you guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am literally filming this while I'm running errands because I just had to jump on here and vent, send help. My soul has actually left my body. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested. And I am personally offended by the sheer audacity of what just happened in Genoa City. I am physically vibrating from the sheer gravity of this world-shattering saga. Okay, wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let me set the scene because the cinematic mayhem of this is just astronomical. We are at Society, right? The lighting is giving that moody, expensive ambient glow. Honestly, don't even get me started on the vibes. The glassware alone at Society always distracts me. It's so ridiculously chic. But then we have Jack and Kyle Abbott sitting there, and the contrast is just unhinged. Jack is legit, looking like a man who has stared into the abyss, and he is recounting the most insane, world-ending tea ever to his son. Jack straight up tells Kyle that the second he set foot on Dr. Lawrence Markham's estate, a literal pack of Dobermans attacked him. Dobermans. Genuinely, I was mid-skin care and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug when he said that. Like Jack Abbott, patriarch of the Abbott family, running for his life in a bespoke suit from a pack of attack dogs? I cannot even. But Jack is not backing down because he looks Kyle dead in the eye with this feral, desperate energy and says, "But she is in there, Kyle. I feel it in my bones." I am literally hyperventilating right now just thinking about his delivery. The sheer desperation, the romance, the tragedy. Jack knows Diane Jenkins Abbott is trapped inside that fortress of doom. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on. Kyle is sitting there looking completely devastated, and he drops his own bombshell. Kyle reveals that Markham straight up ghosted him. The doctor never showed up to meet him, which is honestly so unhinged for a so-called medical professional. And then it hits them. The realization dawns on Kyle's perfectly sculpted face. Patty Williams must have eavesdropped on their conversation. Patty, the literal menace of Genoa City, heard everything. Kyle looks at his dad, and you can just see the generational trauma bubbling up to the surface. He says, "We have no idea what they've done to her," and he admits he has a terrible, horrible gut feeling about this whole mess. Bestie, be for real right now. Kyle has every reason to panic. His mother faked her own death for decades, and now that she's finally back, she's been kidnapped by a shady psychiatrist and a woman who once poisoned Summer Newman. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with Patty and Markham. But Jack? Jack is tired of playing defense. You can literally see the villain arc about to go nuclear in Jack's eyes. He suddenly gets this dark, twisted idea and says there is one way to use Patty to expose this guy. Kyle, being the voice of reason for once in his life, begs his dad to be careful. But we all know Jack Abbott does not know the meaning of the word careful when his wife is on the line. So Jack goes home to the Abbott mansion. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. And what does he find? A handwritten note from Patty Williams. And you guys, the sheer, unadulterated audacity of this note has me screaming into a pillow. The note casually mentions that she is in the hot tub. The hot tub, I literally had to yeet my phone across the room. Patty's actively holding Diane hostage, blackmailing Jack into recreating their yacht magic, and she is just casually soaking in the Abbott family jacuzzi like she's at a five-star wellness retreat. The absolute nerve. I was staring at my screen like, wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Jack is standing there, probably smelling the chlorine and Patty's delusional perfume, and he realizes this is his golden opportunity. Jack sneaks over to Patty's purse. Yes, Jack Abbott is digging through Patty Williams's handbag like a teenager trying to find the car keys. He pulls out her phone, and I am genuinely sweating at this point. If Patty walks in dripping wet from the hot tub and catches him, it is game over. But Jack is moving with the speed of 1,000 desperate husbands. He unlocks the phone. Don't ask me how. Maybe Patty doesn't use a passcode because she's chaotic like that. And he texts Doctor Markham. He pretends to be Patty, typing out that she desperately needs his help and demands he meet her at their usual spot. The sheer psychological warfare of Jack using Patty's own device to lure Markham out of his Doberman-infested compound is 10/10 cinematic drama. Hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the stakes are astronomical because right after he sends that text, Jack calls Kyle. And where's Kyle? He is already in his car, speeding through the streets of Genoa City, heading straight for the doctor's house. The coordination, the father-son espionage, Kyle is basically acting as the strike team, while Jack plays the hacker from the mansion. I am living for this Abbott men team up, but my anxiety is absolutely through the roof because Kyle is driving straight into a compound guarded by attack dogs, and we have no idea if Markham is actually going to fall for the text message, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way this goes smoothly. Meanwhile, let's flash over to the actual House of Horrors, where Diane is being held captive. The aesthetic of this room is giving major psychological thriller vibes. It's got barred windows, a weirdly sterile yet domestic feel, and those creepy books by Dr. Alain Laurent just sitting on the shelf mocking her. Diane is trapped in this bizarre padded cell adjacent living room, and Dr. Markham is just standing there being the most smug, infuriating creep on the planet. He's trying to gaslight her into thinking she's lost her mind, but Diane is not having it. She has been clutching a letter opener like it's her only lifeline. And honestly, same girl. I would be stabbing the drywall at this point. Suddenly, Markham's phone buzzes. It's the text from Patty, a.k.a. Jack. You can see the shift in Markham's demeanor. The smugness falters for just a second. He looks at Diane, tells her that he is so sorry, but he urgently needs to leave. Oh my God, Jack's plan actually worked. I am physically vibrating. Markham tells Diane that she can go ahead and eat her food before he gets back. Because, nothing says I care about your mental health like leaving your hostage alone with a sad little appetizer plate. Diane, channeling every ounce of her iconic Abbott matriarch energy, glares at him and coldly states that she would never do that. She refuses the food to his face, playing the stubborn, broken victim perfectly. The second, and I mean the absolute millisecond, that Markham locks that heavy, terrifying door and leaves the premises, Diane drops the helpless victim act. She is not just waiting around to be rescued by Jack and Kyle like some damsel in distress. Diane Jenkins Abbott is a survivor, basically the supreme mastermind of Genoa City, and she is going to save herself. She reaches into her hiding spot, her hands probably shaking with pure adrenaline, and she pulls out the sedatives. Yes, the pills. I am literally screaming at my screen right now, clutching my chest, because my heart is beating out of my rib cage. She takes 2 of those heavy-duty tranquilizers and crushes them up. The auditory crunching sound in my head is so loud right now. The suspense is actually destroying my nervous system. I am not even exaggerating. She takes the crushed powder and meticulously sprinkles it all over Markham's appetizer. You guys, the poetic justice of this exact moment is sending me into orbit. Markham has been drugging her, gaslighting her, and holding her hostage in this creepy little house of horrors. And now Diane is about to Uno reverse his entire existence using his own appetizer. I can't even focus on what kind of appetizer it is. Is it a crostini, a deviled egg, a little charcuterie moment? It honestly doesn't matter, because it is now a plate of pure, unadulterated karma. If Markham comes back and takes even one bite of that snack, he is going to be out cold on the floor, and Diane is going to step right over his unconscious body in her designer shoes. I am manifesting this with every fiber of my being. I need this win for her so badly, because the emotional damage this show is inflicting on me is straight up illegal. But wait, my brain is buffering again. What if Markham doesn't eat it? What if he realizes the texture of his little snack is gritty and weird? Or worse, what if he comes back early because he realizes Patty didn't actually text him, but he catches Kyle creeping around the property instead? The visual of Kyle Abbott trying to outrun a pack of bloodthirsty Dobermans in the pitch black is too much for me to handle. The variables are literally endless, and I am too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. If Markham is actually Martin Laurent with a surgically altered face, he is a dangerous, unpredictable psychopath, and Diane is locked in a house with a literal monster. And let's not forget, Patty is still soaking in the Abbott hot tub like a literal swamp creature waiting to strike Jack. I swear to you, this specific storyline has personally attacked my soul. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. Will Kyle get mauled by the Dobermans? Will Jack have to physically fight a wet Patty Williams in his own bathroom? Will Diane successfully drug her captor and make a grand escape into the night? I am calling it right now. This is going to end in absolute cinematic tragedy, or the most iconic triumph of the decade. I have to go scream into a pillow now, besties, because I am genuinely losing my grip on reality. Stay chaotic, and I will see you in the next update.